When you're not in a relationship, it seems like everyone else is off with their single status. But when you are, all you see are happy couples. People that put forth the greatest effort to make others happy might sometimes end up being the loneliest of people. Because of this, when a person is holding the hand of someone they care about, it is said to just take 4 minutes for that person to fall in love with the other person. These results come from research conducted in the field of psychology. You will experience less anguish and worry, and your love for the person you are keeping your emotions for a secret for a longer amount of time will become deeper. When you keep your affections for another person a secret for a longer period of time, people tend to have less concern for the well-being of others when they increase the amount of money they spend on themselves, which in turn makes them happy. Because of the connected nature of your mental state and how you show yourself to the world, keeping a healthy look may frequently assist you in preserving your balance and satisfaction. The origin of either your happiness or your anguish is the very last thing on your thoughts just before you drift off to dreamland. People come off as more alluring when they discuss the topics that truly pique their interest. And the more you speak about someone, the higher the likelihood is that you will develop romantic feelings for that person. Texting is the preferred method of communication for 90% of people compared to in-person interactions. If you let other people in on your plan, there will be less of a possibility for you to achieve your goal. According to a number of studies, one's level of motivation tends to decrease as time passes. Women who have a larger number of male acquaintances often report greater levels of satisfaction and have an easier time finding partners than do women who have a higher intelligence level. Because of the fact that you can only remember 3 to 4 things at once, the majority of your judgments are formed by tilting things and seeing them from above. This is because you can only remember so many things at once. In general, those who are unknowingly clever have a smaller circle of friends than the average person does. As a person's level of intellect rises, they have a greater capacity for discrimination. According to the findings of the research, the probability of being divorced is reduced by more than 70% when a couple marries their best friend. There is an increased possibility that this marriage may endure a lifetime. People who have a strong sense of guilt are better at understanding the feelings and thoughts of other people. People who use profanity more often are more trustworthy and truthful with their romantic partners. We need less sleep to be pleased. People who sleep too much often desire to sleep even more. People that are humorous and clever tend to be more depressed than others. The amount of anxiety experienced by high school students in the 1950s and by kids in high school now is strikingly comparable. Those between the ages of 18 and 33 are the people in the world who experience the highest levels of stress. Beyond that age, stress levels often begin to decrease. People are more likely to experience happiness if they spend more time outdoors in the sunlight, and the behavior of someone who cares the most is to appear as if they don't care about anything. Some of us really dread happiness out of the fear that something terrible will happen to us when we finally achieve it. Next, studies have revealed that spending a substantial amount of time alone has the same negative effect on one's health as smoking 15 cigarettes per day. This is a noteworthy finding. Because of the way that we are biologically programmed, we make it a point to show gratitude whenever it is extended to us. Those who are emotionally close to us have a greater propensity to yawn more often than those who are not emotionally close to us, despite the fact that this has nothing to do with the experience of love. Love is solely determined by the chemical processes that take place in the brain. Simply putting yourself in the company of happy, positive people might boost your own mood. When someone feels ignored, their body goes through the same chemical response as when they are physically wounded. The area of the brain that is responsible for happiness is activated when someone receives a text message wishing them a pleasant day and night. Having options lowers our motivation to succeed, which in turn reduces the probability that our plan A will be successful. There is a gene that, if present, has a possibility of turning you negative the very first time it decreases. The flavor of food that has been cooked by another person is often improved. If you form a friendship between the ages of 16 and 28, it has a greater chance of becoming a lasting one. When compared to long-lasting chocolate and shopping, LSD and steroids have a lower addictive potential. People who have a low sense of their own worth are more prone to criticize the actions and thoughts of others. When the law appears to be applied in an overly strict manner, your temptation to break it becomes even stronger. You are a big fan of the music that you listen to when you are in class. The music that we listen to has a profound effect on our psyche. When we are adults, we will realize, maybe more than anything else, that the kind of music that one listens to has a significant influence on how that person views the world. Because your brain has a preference for negative information, it is more likely to retain negative news than good information. It is easier to remember the beginning and the end of anything than the middle of something. It takes 5 positives to balance out one negative. Our brain interprets the feeling of being rejected as a painful sensation in the body. Your mind can instruct your body cells to do whatever it wants, and they will obey. Negativity weakens your immune system, which ultimately results in illness for you. Singing has been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Music with a high frequency tends to induce emotions of contentment, joy, and relaxation in its listeners. 80% of people have said that listening to music helps them forget about their problems. Get out of bed if you find that you can stop thinking about life's challenges and write them down. If by some stroke of luck you end up believing what it is you want to believe, this will settle your mind and allow you to get some rest. If you've been quizzed in anything, you'll probably be able to remember it more clearly and store it more securely in your long-term memory. It is a sign of greater intellect for a person to be able to think rapidly while yet having sloppy handwriting. 70% of the time, you will dream that there are hidden meanings or messages. They have a bigger significance and weight than the things that are actively going through your thoughts at this moment in time. When compared to other types of investments, the return you get on money spent on experiences will almost always be higher. When other people don't agree with you, your judgment is certain to come into doubt. It is possible that having an excessive number of options will have a paralyzing impact. As a consequence of this, you are prevented from passing judgment. Your feelings have no impact on the way you convey information to others. In point of fact, the opposite is the case. Your manner of speech has an effect on how you feel. Fear may be a good emotion if there is no real threat to your safety. Even when we are scared, you like going to haunted house experiences or viewing horror movies because of the thrill they provide. As soon as it registers that there is no longer any threat to your safety, your brain enjoys a natural high. There is no difference between the wits of men and women. They just do not care whether other people think their humor is hilarious or not. They will continue telling jokes anyway. Women have a far higher pain tolerance than men do, despite the fact that women have twice as many pain receptors as men do. It seems to be the reason that you are thinking about someone all the time, if you are thinking about them at all. We've reached the end of another video, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned about the interesting psychology facts about human behavior. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Thank you and goodbye.